Super Bowl halftime shows are meant to be an exciting musical and cultural event, but they are also no stranger to controversy. Here are 5 Super Bowl halftime shows that were dramatic or unexpected, and the impact they had on culture to this day. This is worth knowing. Number 5, Super Bowl XXXVIII, 2004. On February 1st, 2004, during Super Bowl XXXVIII, over 140 million viewers were watching the halftime show when a split-second moment changed American television forever. The game was being played in Houston, Texas. The halftime lineup included Janet Jackson, one of the biggest pop stars in the world, joined at the end by Justin Timberlake, then riding the wave of his early solo career after NSYNC. The performance built toward its finale. Timberlake joined Jackson for his hit song, Rock Your Body. As the song ended, Timberlake sang the lyric, "I'm gonna have you naked by the end of this song." Then he reached toward Jackson's outfit, and for less than a second, part of her breast was exposed on live television. CBS cut away almost instantly, but it was too late. Viewers began calling the Federal Communications Commission. By the end of the controversy, the FCC had received over 500,000 complaints. At the time, one of the largest complaint responses in broadcast history. The moment was quickly labeled a wardrobe malfunction, but the fallout was anything but minor. The FCC fined CBS $550,000 for indecency. The fine was later overturned in court. The NFL moved future halftime shows towards safer, legacy rock acts for several years. Broadcasters began implementing multi-second broadcast delays for live events. Janet Jackson's career took a measurable hit. Radio stations reportedly blacklisted her music, and she was effectively uninvited from that year's Grammy Awards. Justin Timberlake's career, by contrast, continued upward. The disparity in public reaction became its own long-term cultural discussion. The incident didn't just spark outrage, it reshaped media policy. It happened in the early days of online video sharing, just as platforms like YouTube were about to emerge. Clips circulated widely. The phrase wardrobe malfunction entered the American vocabulary. It also marked one of the first truly viral broadcast controversies of the digital era, where television and the internet collided. In a single second of live television, the standards of broadcast media shifted, and the ripple effects are still visible today. And it wouldn't be the last time a Super Bowl halftime show ignited a national debate. Number 4, Super Bowl XLVI, 2012, M.I.A.'s middle finger. On February 5, 2012, during Super Bowl XLVI, more than 110 million viewers tuned in to watch the halftime show. What they got was a split-second gesture that triggered a federal investigation and a years-long legal battle. The game was played in Indianapolis. The halftime headliner was Madonna, performing a massive high-production set featuring multiple guest artists. Midway through the show, Madonna was joined by British Sri Lankan rapper M.I.A. and rapper Nicki Minaj for the song "Give Me All Your Lovin'." As M.I.A. delivered her verse to a global audience, she looked directly into the camera. And just before finishing the line, she extended her middle finger. For a brief moment, clearly visible on live broadcast, the gesture filled television screens across the United States. NBC cut away quickly, but again, it was too late. Unlike the 2004 incident, there was no nudity, only a single obscene gesture. But in the context of the Super Bowl, the most watched television event of the year, it was enough to spark national headlines. The NFL publicly apologized. The FCC received thousands of complaints, and NBC admitted that its broadcast delay system had failed to catch the moment in time. The response escalated beyond public criticism. The NFL sued M.I.A. for $1.5 million, claiming the gesture damaged the league's reputation and violated contractual terms. That demand later increased to $16.6 million based on alleged losses in sponsorship and broadcast value. M.I.A. publicly pushed back, calling the financial penalty disproportionate, especially compared to other controversial halftime moments in the past. After years of legal back and forth, the dispute was eventually settled confidentially in 2014. The incident reinforced how tightly controlled the Super Bowl halftime stage had become after 2004. It also highlighted a shift in how corporations and leagues managed image control in the social media era. By 2012, Twitter was fully mainstream. Replays of the gesture spread instantly. Debate moved faster than any network apology. And once again, a moment lasting less than a second became one of the most discussed aspects of a show designed to be forgotten by the next quarter. But some halftime controversies weren't about indecency or obscenity at all. They were about politics, identity, and symbolism on one of America's biggest stages. Number 3, Super Bowl 50, 2016, Beyonce and Formation. On February 7, 2016, during Super Bowl 50, a halftime performance sparked a national debate, not over indecency, but over politics. The game was held in Santa Clara, California. The headliner was Coldplay, joined by guest performers Bruno Mars and Beyonce. Beyonce took the stage to perform her newly released single, Formation, a song that had debuted just one day earlier. Her dancers were dressed in black outfits reminiscent of the Black Panther Party's 1960s imagery. Black berets, leather-inspired styling, raised fists, and choreographed poses. For some viewers, it was a powerful celebration of Black identity and resilience. For others, it was seen as a political statement on a stage traditionally considered apolitical. Within hours, social media lit up. Some praised the performance as bold and culturally significant. Others criticized it as divisive, arguing that the Super Bowl was not the place for political messaging. A small protest was even organized outside NFL headquarters in New York in the days that followed. The NFL released a statement saying the halftime show was meant to give artists freedom of expression. Unlike previous controversies centered on indecency, this one revealed something deeper. By 2016, the halftime show had become more than entertainment. It was a cultural platform, one capable of amplifying social themes to over 110 million viewers at once. The debate wasn't about a split-second mistake. It was about what messages belong on the largest stage in American television. And in that sense, the performance marked a shift, from accidental controversy to intentional symbolism. Number 2, Super Bowl 54, 2020, Shakira and Jennifer Lopez. On February 2, 2020, during Super Bowl 54, the halftime show became one of the most watched performances in television history. It also became one of the most debated. The game was held in Miami, Florida. The headliners were Shakira and Jennifer Lopez, two globally recognized Latin artists performing on one of America's largest stages. The show featured elaborate choreography, rapid costume changes, and a celebration of Latin music and culture, including salsa, reggaeton, and hip-hop influences. Midway through the performance, Lopez appeared with her daughter's youth choir inside a glowing cage-like structure, draped in a reversible cape displaying both the American and Puerto Rican flags. The visual symbolism was subtle to some viewers and unmistakable to others. The show drew widespread praise for its energy and production value, but it also generated thousands of complaints to the Federal Communications Commission. Critics argued the choreography and outfits were too suggestive for a family broadcast. Others objected to the political undertones they perceived in the imagery. Supporters countered that the performance reflected cultural expression, and that similar performances by male artists had rarely faced comparable scrutiny. By 2020, halftime controversies were no longer just about accidents or gestures. They were about interpretation. In an era shaped by social media and cultural polarization, a performance could simultaneously be seen as empowering, inappropriate, celebratory, or political, depending on the viewer. The debate surrounding Super Bowl 54 showed how the halftime show had evolved. No longer just entertainment, it had become a mirror, reflecting the cultural tensions of its moment. Number 1, Super Bowl 27, 1993, Michael Jackson and the Transformation of Halftime. Before the controversies, before the fines, before the political debates, There was a moment that changed what the Super Bowl halftime show was meant to be. On January 31st, 1993, during Super Bowl XXVII at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California, the NFL made a gamble. For years, halftime shows had been elaborate but largely forgettable productions. Marching bands, themed spectacles, family entertainment, and viewers often changed the channel. In fact, during the 1992 Super Bowl, a competing comedy special drew millions of viewers away during halftime. So in 1993, the league booked Michael Jackson. When Jackson appeared on stage, he didn't begin singing. He stood completely still, for nearly 2 full minutes. The crowd roared. Then he performed a tightly choreographed set that blended pop spectacle with a large-scale audience card stunt, spelling out messages of unity. And something unprecedented happened. Halftime viewership didn't dip. It increased. That performance redefined the halftime show. It was no longer filler. It became appointment television, a global cultural stage capable of reaching over 100 million viewers at once. From that point forward, the halftime show wasn't just entertainment. It was influence. And once a stage becomes that large, once it carries that much attention, controversy is no longer an accident. It becomes a byproduct of scale. The moments that followed in the years ahead, the indecency panic of 2004, the contractual battles of 2012, the political symbolism of 2016, the identity debates of 2020, all unfolded on a stage that had already been transformed. In 1993, the halftime show became powerful, and powerful platforms rarely remain neutral for long. This was worth knowing. Quiet facts, big consequences.